this is an area of investing that's very important, regardless of um, whatever type of investment you're in. And by the way, I'm not a licensed, qualified professional advisor. I'm just an amateur investor. So, that's my disclaimer, and I'll have the disclaimer below in the text to read also. But what I present, I believe to be true. So this is periodicity conversions. So lots of investments, for example, stocks, treasuries, they can pay at certain periods of time. So it's common for stocks to pay every quarter. And for treasuries, for bonds, it's common for them to pay once every 6 months, or the semi-annual. Now, of course, there are stocks that also pay monthly, semi-annual, and annual. And same thing with treasuries. There's some that pay every month, every quarter, and also the annual periodicity as well. So it's important to know how to convert between these rates. For example, if you're making the percent is 5% annual, what is that per month? And the arithmetic gets pretty tricky because it involves compounding. So it's not really, to me, it's not that intuitive. So how I have this table set up, and you can see, the formulas up here when I click on a cell, is, okay, so the yellow are just what you input. And the other cells are the calculations. So if I do, 5% annual in this cell over here, let me highlight these column headings. If I enter in 5% annual rate, that's the same thing as a 4.939 semi-annual rate, or 4.9 quarterly, or 4.88 monthly. And you can see when I click the formulas, for monthly you get this 12 here, and this 12 here, and this 12 here. And I'm converting it to an annual, so that's where this 1 comes from here, and this 1 comes from here. This might be more evident when I do other periods, but let me show you the quarterly. So again, it's quarterly, so I put a 4 here and a 4 here. And again, I'm converting from annual, so that's where this 1 comes from, and this 1 comes from here. This kind of the solution comes from kind of taking each rate for the annual and say what you're converting to, setting them equal, and having what you're converting to, say quarterly in this case, as the unknown, and then you just solve for it. I'll post a link, probably an Amazon affiliate link type of video book recommendation. There's a great book called Bond Math by I think just the last name Smith. I forget. I'll have to look that up. I forget the author's name. I'm pretty sure it's Smith. Anyways, that book has this type of conversion in it and lots of other good stuff about bonds. So I'll probably post that. But anyways, that's where this comes from. You're just setting two rates equal with different periods. One of the rates is known and the other rate is unknown, and you just solve for it. So it's just some arithmetic. It's nothing complicated. And then semi-annual, you can see there's a 2 here. And then again, converting from annual, so that's where this 1 comes from. So let's show, okay, now let's convert a, monthly rate into quarterly, semi-annual, and annual. So let's do a monthly rate of 3%. So we can say a monthly rate of 3% is the same as getting paid 3.04% once a year. So see, in this conversion, we're converting to annual, so that's where these ones come from. Oops. But we're converting from a monthly, so that's where these 12s come from. Let's check out the quarterly. Converting to a quarterly, so that's where these 4s come from. But we're converting from a monthly, so that's where these 12s come from. Okay, so I just thought I would share that, and you can check these calculations. For example, we convert from a monthly at 3%, gives us an annual at 3.0416%. So if I put this 3.0416 in this annual here, I should get about 3% over here. That makes sense? So we can check these calculations kind of if they're consistent. So 3.0416, so I'm just going to type that in here, 3.0416, and see over here we get the same 3%. Okay, so this is very useful to have this in a spreadsheet, because kind of doing these types of calculations by hand is really tedious, and you really can't, something raised to the 1/12th, you can't really do that by hand anyway. So trying to derive that expression over and over can be tedious. So yeah, just put it in a spreadsheet like this, and that's it. I found this pretty useful, just because, like I said, even if you do stocks or treasuries, or really any type of investment that has some type of dividend or interest income, it's going to be paid to you in some period, so with some periodicity, every month, quarter, twice a year, or once a year. And there might be some other periodicities too that I haven't listed, but using this methodology, you could quickly add it as another column on the spreadsheet, another column and row on the spreadsheet. Okay, so that's all I got. Please let me know any comments you have, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.